Hello, friends. So much of our feelings, the way we feel every day, are influenced by our thoughts. Very often, the way we look at things, the way we think about things, influence the way we feel about them. Psychologists tell us that if we are able to change our perspective very often, negative feelings can be switched to positive feelings. So, when we speak about rewiring your mind, that's the latest catchword, or transforming your mind. It is how do we change our dominant thought patterns? Very often, when I would read on YouTube or look at YouTube and listen to modern day influencers, young people speak about rewiring their minds, I would take it with a lot of skepticism. However, on deeper reflection, I started to realize, but isn't that the same thing we say about conversion? A conversion experience changes us very often in the way we think. When we speak about transformation, conversion, and transformation, it is in reality a rewiring of our minds. We are so dominated by our thought patterns, the mental construct we have that we grew up with, that it influences the way we feel. And if our thought patterns, our mental constructs are very negative, we can experience a lot of depression, a lot of negative feelings in our lives. Very often, we can come into a room and say, wow, this room is well decorated. Or you can single out something that is not in its correct place and says, look at that. That is not in its correct place. And that will lead us to a host of negative feelings. So when we speak about rewiring our minds, transforming our minds, having conversion experiences, transforming, what we are very often speaking about is changing our dominant thought patterns. If the way we were brought up or certain experiences in our lives led us to have negative mental constructs, then what happens is that these mental constructs can be leading us into a lot of negative feelings. When we speak about rewiring our mind, when we speak about conversion and transformation and transforming our mind, in reality, we are speaking about changing our mental construct. But how do we do that? And that's the purpose, really, of this particular membership program. For us to change our mental construct, we don't start with our mental constructs because we wouldn't know where to start. We start with our feelings. Whenever we experience negative feelings of one time or another, whether it is anxiety, depression, frustration, anger, whenever we experience these negative feelings, we should first ask ourselves, why am I experiencing these feelings? What thought patterns have dominated my mind in order to lead me to this particular way? What is the particular mental construct that I have associated with these feelings? And are these mental constructs genuine, or are they just perspectives? Can they be changed? Can I look at that situation or that thought in a different way? And if I can, then as soon as I switch, I convert, I transform, I rewire my thought patterns, our feelings begin to change. When we experience a particular moment, an event, and a particular set of feelings come to us, we ask ourselves, are these feelings positive feelings, happy feelings, joyful feelings, enthusiasm, happiness? Or are they negative feelings of depression, anxiety, anger, frustration? And if they are negative, we probe deeper. We ask ourselves, what are the thought patterns? What is my perspective on this? And can I change my perspective in order to be able to look at it in another way? Psychologists tell us that many persons find themselves caught up in a pattern of negative feelings because of their peculiar way of looking at the world. In this post, I would like to encourage you, the members of this program, for you to examine and become aware of our dominant feelings as we go through the day. Starting from in the morning, every so often, we do a mental check-in, an emotional check-in, and we ask ourselves, how am I feeling? Are my feelings dominated by joyful, happy, enthusiastic feelings? Are they neutral? Or are they negative, frustration, anger, depression? And if it is the latter, then we probe deeper. We try to examine the thought patterns behind it. And we take out our notebook, and in our journal, we start to write. On so and so day, I was feeling very, very negative, frustrated. And when I examined myself, it was caused by a particular event or a particular thought. And on examining the thought, I realized or I recognized that I perceive this in a particular manner, in a particular way. And then I ask myself, is there another way of looking at it? Every single thought, every single event, every moment can be looked at from different perspectives. A particular event has a 360 degrees perspective. And you are only looking at that through one lens, and you are perceiving it in one way. Can you change your perspective? Can you look at it from a different angle? Can I mentally move around and perceive the same moment, the same experience from a different way? Is this something that is leading to my growth? What are the benefits that I can take out of this particular event or moment? What can I learn from this conversation? How can I be more open to the alternative ways of perceiving a situation? And friends, I believe with that simple exercise, we all can begin to find ourselves in more joyful, more enthusiastic, and a different way where we can build upon the experience, where we can make the experience a rung of the ladder of our growth, our conversion, and our transformation to be more like Jesus. Thank you for listening and happy journaling.